on number 1, we are asked to solve, these are literal equations, which is just a fancy word for saying equations with mostly letters, which is probably not our favorite thing. But if we want to solve for j, how do I get j by itself? Very good. Subtract p from both sides. And when we do that, we are left with j is equal to m minus p. And it's not the prettiest answer, but it is our answer. Are there any questions there? That's it. All right. I'm not right now because you are going to stick with me, but later we will go on to other similar problems. So let's go look at number 5. So on number 5, I want to solve for n. So please draw your equation line because that's one thing I've noticed students are struggling with today. It asks us to solve for n. I'm going to highlight n. So if we want to get n by itself, what do you guys think we can do first? Any ideas? Okay, we could divide by 15 first, or add 120. It's totally up to you. You could do either one first. I'm going to go ahead and just add 120 to both sides. So that these cancel, and then that gives us 15n equals what? 120h? Can you add h and 120? Or are those unlike terms? H is a variable just like x, okay? So we would just say h plus 120, or you can say 120 plus h. Now, are we done? No. What do you think we need to do next? What do you think we need to do next, Andrew? Divide by 15. Can I ask you a question, though? Do you want to divide h by 15, 120 by 15, both, or how do you want to do this? Okay, by the whole side by 15? When these cancel, we're left with n equals. Now, you can leave your answer as h plus 120 over 15, or you could simplify this if you wanted to. You don't have to. You could simplify this as, let me cancel this guy out, n equals h over 15 plus 120 over 15, which would give you n equals h over 15. Is that plus 8? So I would accept either one of these answers, this one in blue or this one in pink. Are there any questions there? Questions? No? Yes, maybe? Okay. All right, let's look at number 8. How would we solve number 8? If we were looking for y, what we could do is we could subtract b, and that's going to leave us with ay is equal to c minus b. C plus b or c minus b? Since we subtracted b from both sides, right? And then how do we get a by itself? Or I'm sorry, y by itself? Divide by a. So our answer is just y equals c minus b divided by a. Not too bad? It's tricky?
I like numbers.
Right. Are there any questions about number 8? Okay, look at number 13. Guys, that's not a 1, that's an L. This is a formula. It represents areas equal to what? Length times width, right. So it asks us to solve for W. How do we get W alone?
It's an L.
Divide both sides by L. I'm going to write it like this so we can tell. Divide by L, divide by L. These L's cancel, and that leaves us with what? A divided by L equals W. Very good. Yes, this is number 13. And please don't let 14 scare you. 14 and 15 are just like 13. Okay? Hey. All right, turn over, please. That's the answer. All right. No, you're going to do 14 on your own. So look at 16. All right, on 16, this says P is equal to 3 times M times R squared times X. And we are looking for M. Now, what do I need to get rid of Jalen? If we just want m, then we need to get rid of what? The 3, excuse me, Jalen. The 3 and what else? And, very good, Jalen. The 3, the r squared, and the x. So how could we do that? Absolutely. And instead of dividing by 3, and then dividing by r squared, and then dividing by x, what do you propose? Can I just do them all at the same time? Okay, absolutely. So we're just going to divide both sides by 3 r squared x. So our 3's cancel, our r squareds cancel, our x's cancel, and that just leaves us with m on the right side. Do y'all see that? But we shouldn't be surprised because we knew that was going to happen. That's why we divided by 3 r squared x. On the left side, we're left with p divided by 3 r squared x. And I'm not sure why, but sometimes people, even though it says right here, p divided by 3r squared x, sometimes they magically put that 3r squared x in the numerator. Let's not do that. Okay? We're good with this how it is? We're okay with this? We're happy? We're in a good place? Okay. Let's look at number 19. On number 9, yes, darling. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, this is our answer. M is equal to p divided by 3r squared x. That was a quick problem, right? We like those. Okay, let's look at 19. On 19, we want to get r by itself, right? Yes, sir. Well, I am about to ask you a question. Let me say this. This is a fraction, right? And we do not like fractions. So let's clear it. How do we clear this fraction? Imagine the r is like a 3 or a 4, just a number. How do we get rid of that? Remember our clearing the fraction, you multiply everything by the denominator. It just so happens this time that denominator's a letter. So we multiply both sides by r. So now we multiplied both sides by r. What is that? What happens? R's cancel, and we're left with e squared over here. And what's on the left side? PR, RP, however you want to say it. Now, what are we trying to get by itself? R. So how do we do that? Divide both sides by p. And that leaves us with r is equal to e squared divided by p. Oop, that was... Well, I mean, you can do a lot of things, but if you just switch them, that's not showing me any work, and it's not, if you just do stuff like just switching them, you don't understand why you're switching them and what happens, so. It is, but it's not going to be right on the test, because if you don't show them any work, you won't get any credit. Well, you and I will have to talk about that later then. It is important for you to show me work for many reasons. Number one, it helps you not make mistakes. Number two, if there were a chance, not saying anyone in here would, you might accidentally look at somebody else's paper and just write down the answer. I need to know that that didn't happen, and showing your work proves that to me. Okay? All right. I'm sorry? Any questions here on 9, 10, or 11? All right, look at number 22. On number 22, it wants us to solve for B. So how would you like to start this problem off? I'm going to go with Brianna. How do you want to start this problem off? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, just give me an idea. Okay, well, B is not by itself, so did you say add D? Add D, yes, adding D is great. Okay, and that leaves us with B over 4 is equal to Y plus D. What do you think I do now, Brianna? Remember, what we're trying to get by itself, Brianna, is this b. So what do we need to get rid of, Brianna? Yeah, and how do I do that? Times 4? Times 4? These 4's cancel, and that leaves us with b equals, do I distribute this 4?
Yes. 4y,
4y plus 40.
Oh, okay.
Any questions here?
What if you didn't distribute?
Excuse me?
What if you didn't?
I mean, I probably wouldn't count off, but I'd like for you to simplify. Okay, let's look on number 25. On number 25, we want to solve for A.
Wait, that don't answer b equals.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I need to circle that. Right. Once the letter that we're solving for is by itself, we are done. Okay? On number 25, how would I solve this one? Try. Multiply both sides by K. And what happens to these K's? They cancel. And that leaves us with A plus 3 equals what? 7K. Very good. Now, okay, and once we subtract 3? Good. All right, there we go. Any questions? Yeah. Brianna? Oh, any questions? Okay. So I want y'all to go ahead and start working on these problems for me. Yes.